So Good Friday is arguably the holiest day of the year, sacred and set apart for us to remember Jesus' great sacrifice and his death on the cross.
But sometimes it can be very hard to keep this day holy. People are working, kids are in school, and a lot of the world just keeps going on as usual.
In a perfect world, we would all be off on Good Friday, but in reality, that is just not the world that we live in. So today we're sharing 10 of our favorite ways to live out Good Friday reverently as Catholics, no matter where you are or what you might be doing.
So number one is to contemplate the Passion of Christ all day long, wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. So at school, at work, whatever it is.
And an easy way to do that is to change the lock screen picture on your phone to one of the crucifixion. And that way, every single time you turn on your phone, you're going to see Jesus dying on the cross for you, and you're going to remember this is a very holy day.
You can also do something similar with a picture or holy card that you can put around in an easy to see spot so you're reminded, like your desk at work or the dashboard of your car.
Number 2 is to keep silent as much as you possibly can on Good Friday in honor of Jesus' death on the cross, especially between 12 and 3. That is when darkness descended over all the earth because Jesus was dying.
So a lot of us enjoy chatting with the people around us throughout the day, but scaling back on that on Good Friday can free up our minds to think about Jesus and his suffering.
Number 3 is to spend some extra time in prayer on Good Friday, which is something that you can do anywhere. And for that, we have 3 suggestions for you.
The first one is to pray the sorrowful mysteries of the Rosary. So you could do this on your commute to work or while taking your kids to school.
The second option is to pray the Stations of the Cross. Now, it's great if you can get to a church on Good Friday and pray them there, but if you can't, you can pray them anywhere.
You could do it in the school pickup line or on a walk after dinner. We've even known of people who have prayed them while walking in the airport.
The students at Thomas Aquinas College have created a very beautiful online version of the Stations of the Cross that you can pray with them in only 5 minutes. So even if you've had a more hectic day than usual and you're tired, if you have just 5 minutes, you can pray with them, and we'll link that below for you.
And then option number 3 is to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet. Very beautiful. It only takes about 10 minutes, and it's a great way to honor the Passion.
Good Friday also starts the Divine Mercy Chaplet Novena, which is praying the chaplet 9 days in a row for different intentions. Another great and holy devotion, and we'll also link that for you.
So number 4 is you can wear black on Good Friday in honor of Christ's death. Black is the traditional color for mourning, and most of us have at least a couple of pieces we could wear.
Alternatively, you could wear red in honor of the blood that Jesus shed for us. At church on Good Friday, the priest will wear red vestments just for this reason.
So number 5 is to do some extra fasting on Good Friday. The minimum requirement is abstaining from meat and having only 1 full meal that day and 2 smaller snack type meals to keep you going.
But maybe you can bump that up a notch for Good Friday. Instead of having those 2 little smaller meals, maybe you're just going to eat 1 meal for the day. A lot of people do that. They will go all day without eating, and then they will eat their 1 meal after sunset.
Or you could fast from something that is not food related. You could fast from the internet, or you could fast from some comfort or luxury like sleeping with a pillow, and you can offer up that discomfort in honor of the Passion. Number 6 is to do a holy activity on Good Friday, such as reading the Passion story from one of the Gospels or watching a movie about the life of Christ. Personally, we know several people who have the tradition of watching the Passion of the Christ every year on Good Friday.
And that is such a beautiful tradition, but the movie is quite long, and if you've had a hectic day, maybe you don't feel like watching a 3-hour tour of that. So if that's you, just know that there are different scenes available from the movie on YouTube that are shorter and you can watch them. For example, there's a short clip, I think it's maybe 4 or 5 minutes long, of Jesus carrying his cross. So beautiful, so moving, and definitely appropriate for the day.
Number 7 is that a lot of churches at 3 p.m. have a Veneration of the Cross in honor of Christ's Passion. However, if your schedule prevents you from going, there are many places online where you could watch a Veneration of the Cross for free.
Yeah, and no, it's not the same as going in person, but again, the reality is that a lot of people have to work and they can't get to the church at 3 p.m. So there are options for you if that's your situation. We found one that is so beautiful. It's about 8 minutes long and it includes sacred art and sacred music, and we will link that down below for you.
Number 8 is to go without electricity in your home in honor of the darkness of the tomb when the world was without the light of Christ.
So that means you're going to be eating dinner by candlelight, no TV, no electronics, and that will definitely make the day feel set apart and special.
In addition, you could also cover any religious pictures or statues that you have in your home. This is traditional for all of Holy Week, but especially appropriate for Good Friday.
Number 9 is to listen to only sacred music throughout the day on Good Friday. So instead of your usual podcast or radio station or playlist, you're only tuning into Christian music that day.
Or you could listen to a playlist of Lenten hymns throughout the day. Hymns like Let All Mortal Flesh Keep Silent or Were You There When They Crucified My Lord are very beautiful to listen to and great to meditate on.
Number 10 is to keep the day as low-key as possible, even if we have to go to work or school. There are a lot of things that we can cut out of the day to make it feel quieter and more holy. For example, I always tell my students, Good Friday is not the day to have a sleepover or to go out to the movies to see the latest Marvel movie. Save that for another day.
It's not really the day to go shopping or out to eat. It's a day to be kept in quiet contemplation, even if you're at work or at school.
So our goal is to keep everything on the down low as much as possible, especially once we're home for the day.
And as another little bonus idea, you could also have hot cross buns on Good Friday. They're a traditional Lenten food and can help remind you of the day.
Although we're going to be honest here and say we really struggle with this one because they are delicious. And then we get into the whole issue of how many of those can you eat before you exceed that small meal limit.
So we usually save them for Easter Saturday, but if you have any thoughts on this, let us know in the comments.
When it's all said and done, though, we hope that no matter where you are on Good Friday or what the day brings, we hope you have a very happy and holy, blessed Good Friday.
So we hope these ideas were helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.